Hi there, my name's John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item not from the dollar store. We're going to tie it to an item that you probably have in your home, using a shoelace or a piece of rope, and I am going to perform it, and it's a magic trick, kind of, and I'm going to perform it. I'm going to tell you my application to the gospel, both for the Revised Common Lectionary and the Narrative Lectionary, and then I will post on the website, on the website the link for where to learn it, because I taught it on a series I'm doing called Connecting Through Magic. I also posted that on the Dollar Store Children's Sermons Facebook page. So there we are. I do hope you all are doing well. And this is for the second Sunday of Easter. The narrative lectionary has the beginning of Acts, and the Revised Common Lectionary has, of course, the story we always have for the Sunday following Easter, and that's the disciples in the locked room and Thomas not there and Jesus showing up. And instead of focusing on Thomas for the children's sermon, I'm focusing on those words, peace be with you. So we have the rope, and when I was a kid, I would learn how to tie my shoes, and then I would get all kinds of knots in my shoes. Well, actually, this reminds me of myself and my life, is that there's times where I'll do things wrong, or I'm just worried and I just got stuff running through my head, like I've been stuck at home for all this time, or I'm hoping my grandparents are okay, or I'm hoping my friends are okay, I haven't seen them, and I'm worried, and I've got all kinds of knots like this feeling inside here. Well, the gospel lesson has Jesus show up. The disciples are all scared too, and they're locked up in this room. And Jesus shows up, and he says words of gifts. He says a word that is a gift to them, and that is, peace be with you. And I love the idea, because peace be with you, our knots can almost seem like they disappear. And Jesus, when he says, peace be with you, then we can share that peace with everyone we meet. So that is what I'm using for the Revised Common Lectionary, that portion there. And again, I'll post the link to go through the teaching, because it took me like 7 times to record it to get the teaching right, because it happens fast, and it's fairly simple, but your hands are in different places. I don't know, just like that, All right, and then for the narrative lectionary, again, it's this using the same tie you've got here. So the narrative lectionary is the book of Acts, the beginning of the book of Acts, and it starts off and says, I wrote to you in my previous book, which is the book of Acts, about Jesus, and then in the book of Acts, it's the Acts of the Apostles over here. And we can think that this side here and this side here are two separate stories: the story of Jesus, the story of the Apostles. But the fact is that they're one story, and Jesus runs all the way through them. And the Acts of the Apostles are really the acts of God through the Apostles, and Jesus is through them all. So there we are. That's the connection that I'm using. I'm using the same thing, one for the Revised Common Lectionary, same thing for the Narrative Lectionary, but this idea of two halves coming together, or that it's always the same. It just seems that. All right. Hope that makes sense. I will look for that link underneath here. If you're seeing this at the Dollar Store Children's Sermon, if you're seeing this on YouTube, I'll post that link in the comments, but you can also probably just go down a couple of videos, because I posted that video, well, today, so it'll be right there. So there we are. Thanks for stopping by. I do hope you are staying safe and healthy. I'm praying for you. And maybe not by name, but I'm lifting you up as those who are serving the kids in our congregations, and trying to reach out in these ways. All right, thanks. We'll talk to you later.